We're underway here, feeling good energy today.
Ohar walking down the side, in front, they score! Jung-Sung Kim to the goal, they score!
Now Tyler McGregor scores for Canada!
Jones walking right in, waits, shoots, scores! He's got Lee going to the net, he scores! Proving once again, and so dominant, showing the world why they're number one.
Two teams looking to scale the Group A mountain, 45 minutes to decide who will reach the summit. It's USA and China here on day 3 of the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships in Calgary, Alberta. As we welcome you inside the WinSport Arena and the broadcast booth. My name is Zach Marks. Please be joined by my broadcast partner, Dave Dawson. And Dave, two teams that have yet to allow a goal in the tournament going head-to-head here today.
Absolutely, and two teams with a little bit of history with each other, and it hasn't been so fond for Team China. They've been outscored 32-3 in the 3 times they met all time, one of them being last year in the semifinal, where Team USA won by a score of 10-2. For Team China, getting a big addition back in the lineup today. He was out for disciplinary reasons after the game against Korea. Jin Tao-Tian, he's taken 7 shots in the tournament so far, 3 goals and 5 points. Offense is what China will be looking for a lot of today, Zach Marks, against a team that is deep offensively, defensively, and between the pipes.
And for Team USA, it's been a tournament of records and of milestones so far, and another one here today for their captain before today's game.
Yeah, a special day for Josh Pauls, playing his 200th game internationally, and I had a great chat with the head coach, David Hoff, before the game. I said, what do you make of this 200th game? And he said, Dave, I don't know where we would be without Josh Pauls. Would we still be the same team that we are? Yeah, we can say a lot for Declan Farmer and Brody Roybal and all the offense that USA Hockey does come along with. Your Malik Jones and all the up-and-comers, Joshua Sevens, the list goes on. Will we be the same group without Josh Pauls? The answer is no. The things that he does on the leadership side, he's so important. He may only have 1 shot on goal so far in the tournament, but that doesn't really make up for what he brings to the group.
Yeah, just 1 shot so far, but 5 assists for number 27 on the back end. This Team USA team has been firing on all cylinders to start the tournament. A pair of double-digit wins over Team Korea and Team Slovakia so far in this tournament. Same thing for Team China, though. This should be a good offensive matchup.
Absolutely. China's been piling on the offense. Like we talked about USA, they beat Korea 10-0, Slovakia 10-0. Slovakia just beat Korea 4-2. So what do we know about this? Absolutely nothing. The scale is wide open, and I asked David Hoff as well, the head coach. I said, did you see the other games in his 18 tournament yesterday and today? He goes, I love it. Obviously love it for the competitive side for this para-hockey group.
As we take a look down at ice level for the officials, referee Jan Vanek out of Czechia, the linesman Dylan Dauphiny out of Canada, and Tony Rundstrom from Sweden taking charge of the lines here today.
And Zach, these guys met back in the Para-Hockey Cup in Quispamsis, New Brunswick in December. USA won 11-1, outshot them 8-1 early on, outscored them 8-1 in the first period. They only put 10 shots on goal, so shooting percentage really high for each group.
As Team USA over and into the ice surface, ready to go. As we take a look at their starting lineup, they'll go with Brody Roybal up the middle with Ben Musselman and Josh Mashevitz on either side of him. The captain in his 200th game, Josh Pauls, alongside Christopher Douglas, who's back in the lineup here today.
Yeah, and for Team China, looking for a huge, I'll call it an upset victory in their 4th meeting all time between these two groups. They made some lineup changes, and they're going to go with right down the middle. They have number 8, Zhidong Wang, and then Jianfu Zhu, as well as Yifeng Shen. On the back end, going with number 19, Zhang Zhang, as well as Guang Jianhu, excuse me. And on the Chinese bench, so for Team China. Only 3 goals scored in the history against Team USA. What we've seen, Zach, so far in this tournament is opportunities for groups to step up and say, yeah, all right, I'm in this game. So like, we'll go back again to that Slovakia contest right before this, down 2-0 to Korea, a disallowed goal, 4 goals in period 3 to a group that has only once ever played in Pool A before, beat Korea, who's played in Pool A the entire journey of para hockey. So yes, it is a large mountain for Team China to climb today. They believe in it. For USA Hockey, without one of their premier players in Jack Wallace, he's somewhere else today, which we'll get to in the broadcast as well.
As we take a look at today's starting goaltender, unsurprisingly for Team USA, it's Jen Lee. 1-0 record. He's got a perfect goals against average of 0, but his save percentage is also 0 as he did not face a shot in his lone appearance in the tournament against Team Slovakia. He'll tend the crease here today as USA goes for the top spot in Group A.
Tournament debut for Wee Wong. He played in the preliminary game in the Para Hockey Cup back in Quispamsis, New Brunswick. He made 10 saves in that event. So last year in the tournament as well, Wee Wong played in 2 games. He was 2-0, .50 goals against, .833 save percentage.
As we get a look, of course, at Team USA head coach David Hoff, and you had a great chat with him before puck drop. As always, a great interview there is David Hoff looking to lead his team to the top of Group A.
David Hoff, also a high school coach too. More on that in the broadcast today as he's scratching his head over trying to find a way to mark all the exams coming up in his high school area in North Dakota. And Ji Woo Yin, the head coach of Team China, just trying to figure out, okay, is it this way or that way? Or how do we go? How do we attack the zone? How do we get in? How do we dominate? A speed game today, Zach, in the first period between Slovakia and Korea. A little more of a chess match. I would imagine these 2 teams are going to be flying high in this game in Game 2 on Day 3.
As look there at Josh Mashevitz. He's also in line for a little bit of a milestone here. That one will come a little bit later on today. If
maybe even in the first period. 3 assists away from 100 for Josh Mashevitz. Asked David Hoff about him, and he said, Josh, offensively, it's funny when you look at Josh, he draws everybody to himself. And then he makes a nice soft pass to your Farmers, to your Roybals, guys like that to be able to put the puck in the net. So deceptive as a player and able to do a lot of damage.
And a look there at Zhang Zhang on the back end. 5 assists so far for number 19. He's played a big role defensively for China in this tournament so far and will be relied upon to play heavy minutes against the top United States attackers.
Zach, only 1 shot on goal for Zhang Zhang. 2 goals, 6 points in last year's tournament. He'd love to change that today.
Following a similar pattern to Josh Paul's. 1 shot, 5 assists in the tournament. As we're set for puck drop, it's Zhidong Wang against Mashevitz, and we're underway on Day 3, the second of 4 matchups here today to close out the preliminary round as Paul's pass is intercepted, and that'll force Douglas back into his own zone. Swung around to this near side. Roybal had to jump off his stick, and he's beat to that loose puck by China. And you know they're going to want to use their speed and their aggression on the forecheck to cause some turnovers early on in the American zone. Roybal, though, cool, calm, and collected under pressure. Swings it up the far side, cut off by Yifeng Shen. Expect him to play a big role in anything China gets going offensively. The speedster for this Chinese squad.
There's surprise, leads the team with 12 shots, 3 goals, 5 points so far. Second on the team in points for China is Yifeng Shen, as a pass is deflected, so it will not be icing the ball.
And China will pick it back up inside their own zone. Flipped ahead, and they're out to center. Zhan Fuzhu leading the team in goal scoring so far, or I should say, tied for second rather, trailing Xiaodong Song by a single goal. 3 different skaters with 3 goals as well for this Chinese team that has scored early and often in all of their games. That one goes the distance and will be an icing call against Team USA.
Thought the official pointed David Eustace might have touched it, but all for naught. As you have a look at number 37, David Hoff, a couple days ago called him one of the hardest working players, a fiery guy. He's intensity, he is aggression, he's aggressive, all those great things you want in a hockey player that embodies USA hockey.
And he's set here next to his goaltender as McKee comes in to take this face-off for Team USA against, I believe, that is
Is that Bolton, I believe?
Wong. No,
Oh,
it
sorry.
is Song. The 5 and the 8 looking a little too similar there from this vantage point, but it's a USA face-off win, and Eustace is into the zone, 1 versus 4, turnover forced, and China will go back the other way. A long shoot-in. That's going to go wide, and will be an icing call against Team China. Not sure what Xiaodong Song was doing there. Might have had a chance to beat that out, but took an odd angle.
Yeah, Jintao Tian took the warm-up. On the original lineup we got, it said that he's not dressed today. And then we got another one about 10 minutes later that said he is playing. So he missed the action yesterday, or on Sunday rather, back in the lineup. A big, big addition to the lineup. And you know he'd be fired up today.
2 goals, 3 assists in the win over Team Korea. Missed the game against Slovakia on Sunday. Back in the lineup for this all-important matchup with Team USA as China looks for their first ever win against the world number 1. Battle ensues on the near side wall. Puck popped free. Eustace with time and space. Dishes down for McKee. McKee right out in front. A shot stopped by Wong. As puck is still loose. Pops free. Paul's trying to pull the trigger. Couldn't do so. And Douglas holds it at the line. A long shot wide of the target. As might have been looking for that top corner there was number 17. Douglas with the goal in the tournament already. Did not play against Team Korea on Sunday. Back in the lineup as Jack Wallace draws out. Now Nichols dishes off. Douglas shooting over top the goal. That goes up and into the netting for a whistle. 12:37 to go in a scoreless first period.
Here's a look at Declan Farmer, and there's going to be a lot of pucks going his way. There's a good chance at the line here for USA. Congestion in front of the net. Great job by China collapsing. You mentioned Jack Wallace. More on him in the next whistle. He took a flight, and he's a ways away from Calgary, Alberta, Canada today.
Face off to the left of Wei Wong as it's one back to Noah Grove. Grove loses it as now it's pushed ahead. Out to center by Team China, and icing going to get waved off. Brett Bolton will race back to collect that loose puck. Bolton checked into the wall. Puck popped free. An American skater there to collect. Malik Jones, who had a great game 1, a little quieter in game 2, just a lone goal after a 6-point outing for number 19 against Slovakia. You know, he'd love to get his name on the score sheet early here today.
Yeah, it won't take long for Malik Jones to show up in the score sheet.
Grove back to Jones. He's run into there by Dian Peng Ki. And now Grove back defensively. Watch closely there by Zhu Jiang Wang as Bolton finds Farmer. Declan Farmer, now the all-time single-season goal and point record holder for USA Para Hockey. Set both those records in the win over Korea on Sunday. Battle ensues at the blue line. Puck is in the zone, so the USA can make plays on it, but now it pops free. And out to center ice. Pauls will send that right back in as China gets the line change in. Wang Zhuanhe plays it up the wall. Roybal cut that off. Brody Roybal, his centering pass off a body and in behind the net. Centering Pauls all the way back to his deep partner. Douglas with a shot. Blocker save made by Wei Wong. And I think this is going to be the story early on. China absorbing the pressure, trying to hit USA on the counter.
And having good sticks as well. That'll be a big story.
Mashevitz has it knocked away, recovers. Josh Mashevitz for Roybal. Left it there for 24, knocked away from him. And now Mashevitz lost to Yifeng. Shen comes in, makes a couple men miss. And now a penalty coming up here as Shen had full possession. It's interference. And Team USA will go to the power play here with 10:49 to go.
Having a good stick, Zach, is an important thing to beating Team USA, but stick on puck, not stick on sled. And for Team China, they're going to go to the penalty box. And I believe we just blew the media timeout horn, but it's not going to go right there. Stick on Mashevitz, knocked him off of it. Or will we be going to a timeout?
We will indeed step aside from the Win Sport Arena before coming back. USA on the power play when we return to the Win Sport Arena.
Two USA players in the top 5 of scoring. Number 5, Jack Wallace, not dressed today because he's not in Canada. Jack also, much like a lot of these athletes, a double sport athlete. He currently in Budapest, flew out yesterday for the World Para Canoe Championships. If he does qualify, he'll be able to make the Olympics. Talk to David Hoff about that, about those individual accolades and how special it is for the two-sport athletes, and a great opportunity for Wallace.
Paul's in control here as he drops off for Roybal. Roybal centering feet cut off. Paul's taking the spot of Wallace on the power play here. And I like that choice from David Hoff. Good distributor of the puck is Josh Pauls, and he's great keeping the puck in at the line. Dishes off from Mashevitz. It rolls off his stick, and now Farmer will go after it against Zhanfu Zhu. Another guy on this Chinese roster to keep an eye on as the game goes on, and he steals the puck, and China's away 2-on-0, but
they gotta hurry.
Zhanfu Zhu didn't have his stick in his hand properly to get the speed built up, and that is an opportunity gone wrong for Team China, and now the United States back the other way. Here comes Roybal in over the line. He'll drop it off for Mashevitz, knocked away from him. But now Farmer with possession. Not the guy China wants to see with the puck. He'll dish off for Jones. Malik Jones on the far side crosses with Pauls. Left it there. It ended up in Pauls' sled, and China will clear. Team China 5 for 5 on the power play, tied with Canada. 5 for 5 on the penalty kill, tied with Canada and the Americans for top spot in the tournament. As Shen to work on the penalty kill. His shot blocked by Malik Jones. Took that a little high, but appears to be okay.
Shen did a great job creating that turnover, too.
The speed of Shen always a factor when he's on the ice. Farmer, see again, Shen getting back, but I think he's going to get called for that. I believe it'll be a hooking penalty if Eustace doesn't put this home, and he has not as Zhanfu Zhu touches up. And we've got a slashing call, I believe, is actually what's going to come up here. And that is a big loss for Team China as Shen, well, maybe not Shen.
Zhanfu Zhu, no, it is.
Well, Shen's just gone into the bench.
And so did Zhanfu Zhu.
It is slashing.
So slashing is the call. I don't know where it happened. There was a collision in front of the net.
We'll see who they're taking.
Yeah, officials are trying to get it sorted out here.
It looks to be Ji Liu who will head to the box.
There were 3 sleds that collided with an American sled. Here's another look at it right here. So I thought it was that hack right there from Shen.
But it appears as though when Shen collides with Liu, it masks where that slash was on the, I assume, the stick or the hand of Declan Farmer. But Team USA with a 5-on-3 power play for about 14 seconds here. Grove will keep that in. Noah Grove on the half wall makes a move. And now looks for an option, shoots off the side of the goal as ready to rejoin his teammates here is Guang Zhanqiu. USA still controlling. Grove off the half wall, shoots, blocked by Wei Wong. Now Dodson can't get a shot away, still with possession, however. His pass intercepted, and now Eustace has to get back defensively as Jintao Tian races onto it.
Difficult shift for Zhanfu Zhu, Zach. He couldn't get his stick on the exit play, then ends up taking a penalty, but China so far here been able to kill it off early.
Very good penalty kill so far for Team China. That one fired right back down the ice as it's cleared by Zhao Dong Song. And not something we see too habitually out of Team USA, struggling with the outlet pass early on here.
I really did wonder what the difference of not having Jack Wallace in the lineup would make.
Here comes Travis Dodson. He plays that puck off the wall perfectly, but runs out of real estate. It's now trapped along in the corner. China will find it and swing it around to the near side. Douglas over for Team USA, pushes it back down low. As it's swung up the wall, Douglas is going to be able to keep that in. He's got some room, lets a shot go, put it just wide. Rebound finds Roybal, but a little too much mustard on that puck as he pushed it ahead, turned it over to Team China, and a little under 30 seconds to go in the penalty against Ji Liu. As a cluster of bodies right in front of the Chinese bench. And it comes free for Roybal, or pardon me, no, that's Farmer who feeds it across. It was in Douglas's sled. Pauls gets possession back. Josh Pauls with it. Pass across, finds Roybal. He'll shoot. Great save from Wei Wong. Gets the glove on that and keeps it out. Power play about to expire. Lee letting his teammates, and for that matter, the broadcaster know that out of the box comes Ji Liu. 2 for 2 on the penalty kill early, and China send it down the ice. Might have had a 2-on-1 there,
Yeah.
but Song just concentrating on getting that puck out.
Not a bad idea though, right? Get the right personnel on the ice.
Played quickly ahead. Declan Farmer in with Mashevitz. He'll feed across. Mashevitz put it over top of the net as Josh Mashevitz, oh so close, but that puck left the playing surface. 6:45 to go. We stay scoreless.
Is day 3 any fun or what? Wow, has this been a game? Paul's hot across on the backside. Roybal just north, or I believe Wong got a piece of that one. And then a missed chance here for Mashevitz, rather, right hand to left hand. Good back pressure to break that up. Not very often, Roybal and Mashevitz will miss that. And you have a look at Mashevitz having a look on the replay going, yep, smile on his face, I'll get it next time. No big deal.
Scored twice in yesterday's win over Team Korea. Added a pair of assists against Slovakia on day 1, did Mashevitz. They'll get him up to 97 career assists. Here, China is going to ice the puck for a whistle.
Matt Mashevitz coming in, 5 shots on goal in the tournament, 2 goals and 4 points. You have a look at Malik Jones. He has 7 points, third on the USA, Team USA in points. There are 3 USA players in the top 10 in scoring, 6 Canadians and 1 China. Can you guess who it is from China in the top 10?
Gonna go out on a limb, Yifeng Shen.
Oh, Zach Marks. Delivering excellence, as always.
That being said, Shen, he's up there, but so too is Hongguan Li, Xiaodong Song. It's been a very well-rounded attack for China here. Wei Wong gonna fight that one off, and now it's flipped out to center. And no icing here. Bolton close enough to that puck.
Oh,
boy. The official, and oh, that was risky from Jen Lee. Grove had to be absolutely sure touching that puck, or else we might have seen an own goal here. Now Musselman in over the line. Drives wide on Zhan Fuzhu. And now Malik Jones tied up. Puck pulled free. And now China with it. Could have an outlet pass if they can get it there. It's for Shen, out of his reach. That'll be cut off by Douglas, and that one trickles just wide. A couple of nervy moments next to the American goal in this period. Zhejiang Wang will swing that across. Eustace off the bench, picks it up, and we'll look to settle things down for Team USA. A little scrambly over the last couple of minutes here for the Americans. Not something we see too often in their game. Pushed up ice. Douglas racing after it. He's got McKee in front. Got it to him. And Wei Wong able to keep that out. Puck into the corner. Battle ensues. Dodson against Hongguan Li. Another one of the Chinese forwards that has put up points in this tournament. 6 total for number 32. He's been a big part of their offensive attack. As here China looking to play the defensive role. Turnover near forced by Eustace. Somehow that puck's still underneath the sled of Zheng Zhang. Finally it comes free, and China to the line, unable to get it out. Chance here for McKee. He'll settle it down. Gives it to Dodson. His shot stick save made by Wei Wong. That gets a cheer out of the Chinese bench. And now an icing call against Team China with 4:42 to go in the first.
Yeah, Hongguan Li just want to clear that, just get it out of the way. USA ferocious right now, and here's a look at the pursuit down the ice and the exchange from Lee. Whoop! Oh boy, not clean with Noah Grove. Got to make sure I get that out of the way. How about this lead feed up the ice? Seems simple. Oh my goodness, almost found its way in by Douglas. So Zach, the pace up today. They know what's at cost. Both teams 2-0. Neither team wants to give an inch. And the battle, it's just intensity out there. You don't see as much of the open ice, but you feel the intensity of every play.
This was a game I had marked on the schedule coming in as an early candidate for game of the tournament. Currently, that's Slovakia-Korea. That was great this morning. We'll see how this one measures up. Team USA winning the face-off, but too clean. Grove just has to shove that back out to center ice as Farmer corrals it. Passes across. Finds Nichols. Nichols trying to drive right through, and he's done just that. Nichols right in, shooting. Stopped by Wei Wong again. Puck into the corner, found by Malik Jones. As he'll drop off for Grove. Grove shooting, stopped, and the rebound pops free. China could break out. They do just that, playing it ahead, and here comes Hongguan Li right on the tail of Malik Jones as it's pushed ahead. Declan Farmer now on the half wall. He'll just send that out to center, and just that innate sense of where Nichols is going to be. Finds 18. He's right in. Penalty coming up here against China. That, I believe, will be a tripping call. And no, it's going to be a holding call against the Chinese defender, as with 3:55 left to go, Team USA back to the power play. It's Wang Zhuanghu's second trip to the penalty box of this first period.
Yeah, that's not something you want to do if you're China. 3 penalties already against the number one ranked team in the world. And they're taking the media timeout, I believe. So when we come back, it's another Team USA power play in Calgary. China not taking as many risks today as we've seen them in other games, using their speed, pushing it through the neutral zone. Instead, they're playing a little more conservative. We've seen them activate Yifeng Shen shorthanded. They want to play it a little more conservative today.
Josh Pauls with control. Grove had a chance early on in the power play, couldn't get it on goal. Now a chance, and that's off the goal post from Roybal, who I think if you talk to him, he's been quiet in this tournament. Just a goal and 2 assists for number 4. He had 5 goals in 4 games last year for Team USA, and was a big part of their Para Hockey Cup triumph as well.
Only 4 shots on goal coming in for Roybal.
As it's pushed ahead, Josh Pauls will skate into the zone. So much real estate. Passes for Farmer. Farmer shoots. Farmer scores. It's a power play goal for 16 in the red, white, and blue. And Team USA are on the board. It's 1-0.
Only a matter of time if you give the top team in the world a chance after chance after chance after chance. They're going to make you pay. And who else other than Declan Farmer? What a feed by Josh Pauls. Look at this. Playing in game 200 to Declan Farmer. All kinds of time to work with. No chance for Wee Wong. Look at that. Right up in the J-bar. Thing of beauty for Declan Farmer. If I'm China right now, stay out of the penalty box. Not to mention, Zach, think of those 2 odd man rushes they had an opportunity for, including a 2-on-0. They couldn't get a stick on early. USA 7 shots, now 1 goal.
Similarly to Korea and Slovakia, where in the first 2 periods, Slovakia seemed to be kind of wasting their chances. China, a little bit of that early on here today. Team USA able to finally capitalize on one of theirs. They take the lead. Farmer with 8 on the tournament now, and we're only on day 3.
Wow, body contact there on Lee, no penalty call.
Would have been the 4th power play for Team USA. They're 1 for 3 so far here today, with about 2.5 to go in the first. Played up ahead, and Shen takes possession of that puck, fires it ahead. Nobody in the vicinity. That'll be another icing call against Team China with 2:29 on the clock.
Discipline the issue right now for China. Ji Woo Yin's got to make sure his group stays within the confines of the rules. They might have got away with one here as Lee out of his net, trying to come back to it, backing in. And a goalie contact, got away with one. And there's a great look at Jan Lee. By the way, that mask, more on that in the broadcast today.
That is a great looking mask.
And there's a great story to it, which we'll get to. We'll try to get to that probably in period 2.
Face-off will be to the left of the Chinese netminder, Wei Wong, who's got 1 goal against on 7 shots faced. He's been solid in between the pipes here so far as Eustace is waved out. McKee coming to take it against Wong. Face-off pulled free by Team USA. Dodson will force that back down low. Eustace gets to it first. Leaves in the corner. McKee was taking a path towards the net, so that will mean a battle on the near side. Grove got it to Dodson, who was knocked off stride by Yifeng Shen. But China able to regain possession. And here's what we were talking about. That stretch feed, Grove read it to perfection. If he doesn't, Shen's in all alone on Lee.
Yeah, that's the first time they've tried that today. They've been more conservative.
Eustace, right for McKee. McKee in, shooting, stopped again by Wei Wong, and China looks up ice. Fed ahead, into the path of Yifeng Shen, put off Just enough by Eustace and Grove, but now the puck inside the Team USA end of play. Battling down low, Eustace knocked off his stick as Guangzhuan Hu battling, so too is Grove, who has possession, put it off the side of the net. He's trying to swing it around. Instead, he played a bank pass to himself and will now play it ahead. Here's Eustace in over the red line. Long shooting, glove saved by Wong. And you have to get that absolutely correct, or else it's I believe that would be called a not top 10 moment. Here's a turnover. Roybal looking to make him pay. Nice move there. Brody Roybal navigating, passes across. It's underneath Musselman. Wong is down. Pauls comes in to try and find it, but it's cleared to the corner by Team China. Collision there, another penalty coming up, and I'm not sure who touched that puck. It's going against China. It's gonna be Shen. It's a holding call, as for the fourth time in this game, China to the penalty box with 59.9 on the clock. USA with a chance to add on.
We saw Italy do this with Canada the other night. Not very smart, just a frustration play there. As you see Shen grabbing a hold right in front of the referee, puts an arm up. Zach, I thought China in the first 2-3 minutes was probably equally step for step, maybe even 55-45 better than USA. Then they started taking penalty after penalty after penalty. Ji Woo Yin has really got to make sure his group is settling. For Team USA, Zach, not a great start for them. A good chance to step ahead here.
Long icing here. Well, not so much icing, more of a clearance as the penalty kill underway. Fourth of the game for Team China. They're 2 for 3 so far, as Team USA plays it up ahead, tipped in by Mashevitz, but he was on the wrong side of the red line. That'll be an icing call against Team USA. And I gotta be honest here, partner, I'm gonna say China's been the better team at even strength, at least so far. Team USA using the power play time to their advantage.
Absolutely, so in my mind, why are you taking penalties? If you're the better team 5-on-5, why are you taking penalties? And I think I'm not out there playing the game, nor have I ever played it before, so I can't surmise why or not. But for Ji Woo Yin, I know you got to stay out of the box. For David Hoff, you're giving China a little bit of breathing room here. You want to continually do what you do in USA hockey, score and score in bunches.
As possession held by Team USA, Roybal starts up ice, plays it ahead for Mashevitz. He works in, does number 24. Waits, drops for Roybal. Roybal had it jump over his stick, and now Mashevitz on the half wall forces it back to Paul's. Time ticking away here in the period. Played across, Malik Jones, a little bit of room, waits, shoots, put it over top the goal, the rebound. Jumped over Mashevitz's stick, and Tian will get the clear as Team USA with a 1-goal lead here in the first period. Jones will collect, but the buzzer sounds as Team USA will take just a single goal lead into the intermission. And with the amount of power plays they've had, I think China has to take that as a positive.
That bounces have gone China's way because that last one could have been a goal on that shot by Jones. We'll be back to Calgary with Josh Pauls. Score of 1-0, and it is into period 2. We're heading game number 200 for the captain, Josh Pauls. Josh, I want to start there. How special is that for you to playing in game 200 today?
I mean, it's pretty wild. I think when I started in 09, just as a 15-year-old kid, like you just hope you have a couple games with Team USA, and now to be the first guy to play 200. I mean, I think it's just a testament to everybody that's come before me and all the great leaders I had when I was growing up.
I asked your head coach David Hoff about you, and he said, Team USA we wouldn't be anywhere near we are as a program without you. What does that mean?
Oh, I mean, that's the ultimate compliment. I mean, I don't think at this point, and even just throughout my career, who cares about gold medals as long as you can leave something better than where you found it. So I think that's just probably the greatest compliment I think I could get.
Josh, one more quick one for you. You've had a number of power plays, including a minute left in this one heading into period 2. What do you got to do differently than you've done so far?
Yeah, I think we just got to move the puck a little bit better. I think they have a really aggressive penalty kill, and that's going to open up some seams for us. So just making those quick passes, maybe crossing the road a little bit more, really just putting some stress on their D when they're sucked out a little bit too far to the wall. I think we'll capitalize on a couple more here.
Always appreciate your time, my friend. Best of luck today.
All right, thanks, Dave. Appreciate you.
Josh Pauls, the captain of Team USA, and 1-0 the score. Maybe could have been even more. Stay tuned for period 2. We'll be back to you.
As you just saw, Declan Farmer with the lone goal so far here in this one, his 8th of the tournament from Josh Pauls and Noah Grove. Pauls, if you're just joining us, playing in his 200th career game. So you got to look there at Jianzhu Jin, head coach for Team China, and you have to think the message was stay out of the penalty box.
I think absolutely two different messages between Ji Woo-yin and David Hoff in one side, stay out of the box, the other side, hey, everything's going to be fine. Why don't we go and do what we do best as Team USA is ready for action.
As they do start the period with a minute of power play time, and Mashevitz forcing a turnover almost immediately. He's into the zone, drops it for Pauls. Pauls waiting, passing for Roybal. Had it roll off his stick, but regains possession. Roybal drops it off for Farmer. Farmer back to Roybal. Time and space. His shot stopped by Wong. Gets the glove in front of that and keeps it out.
Looked a little uncomfortable on that stop, the way he fought it off and smartened a little bit. And there you go. No big deal. So a good early chancer for Team USA. As again, this is a great opportunity for them to really assert themselves. Zach in the game last year at the Para Hockey Cup in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, or Quispamsis, New Brunswick rather. 8 goals in the first period for USA. When they had an 8-1 lead, they won 11-1. This one far more in reach for Team China.
They are out shooting Team China 9-0 at this point in the hockey game, but in all honesty, I do believe China had the better 5-on-5 first period. Pauls directs it on goal. Stopped the rebound there. Farmer, and he scores. Declan Farmer's got 2 on the power play, and Team USA leads 2-0.
Yeah, some confusion in front of the net. The shot blocked, and similar actually to the second goal that we saw between Slovakia and Korea in the game before this. So good hold in again by Josh Pauls at the point. What a game for him in number 200. Deflected out of the net by Mashevitz. Blocked. No puck support on the weak side. Puck's right there for number 16, all alone. And what's Declan Farmer going to do with the puck in front of the net? The only thing he's ever done and will ever do in para hockey, and that, score goals.
We'll see if Josh Mashevitz picks up an assist on that. I don't know if that touched a Chinese skater. If it is an assist, he's now just 2 away from 100 in his career.
100 points in his career.
100 points in his career, my apologies. As it's pushed down low, that'll be nice and go against Team China.
So David Hoff had a great chat with him before the game, and one of the things that he talked about was that he's also a high school coach. Coaches grades 9 to 12. So in between being out here and working for the World Championship, he's communicating with the school, a smaller school, not far from Bottineau, North Dakota, trying to grade tests and things like that. So dual sport athletes, Jack Wallace not around today because he's competing for the World Para Canoe Championships. David Hoff also grading tests for grades 9 as well.
That one takes a funny hop, and it's a goal for Christopher Douglas. As that looked to deflect off a Chinese skater and past Wei Wong. 3-0 USA, goals just 15 seconds apart.
And for Douglas, that's now 10 on the career for him. Came in with just 8. The St. Cloud, Minnesota native, 10 days away from his birthday.
Here's another
so
look.
Shot comes from the point, mishandled it. Oh my. Wei Wong was not happy. Maybe he felt he was screened. Good pickup there by our producer. So 1-0 in a game that China was in it in the first period. Penalty trouble, 1 power play goal, and another one right after. Chris Douglas puts USA up 3-0.
2 goals now in the tournament for Douglas. As scored in the 10-0 win over Team Slovakia to open the tournament back on Saturday. As that puck works its way into the neutral zone, and here comes Josh Pauls. USA feeling it into the second period. Pauls shoots, stop, the rebound, Dodson deposits into the back of the net. 4-0 USA.
A lot of China's got to stay composed here. I'm watching the 3 China players skate through center. They're yelling at each other, flailing their sticks. Ji Woo-yin's got to keep his group together. Pauls comes in, Wong fights it off again. Another one. I think the head coach probably is going to pull Wong aside and say, just as much as you can blame your teammates, you did bobble 2 of those pucks. You have the ability to grab those and hold on to them. You can point 10 fingers as much as you want, but I don't remember how that saying goes, but regardless, China's got to stay composed. Remember who their opponent is. You give USA Hockey an inch, they're going to take 100 miles, and that's a hard hit.
And that is what they've done so far. 3 goals in the opening minute 15 of this hockey game, of this second period rather, as they lead 4-0 and are coming in waves. Mashevitz ahead for Roybal, and here comes Brody Roybal driving, shooting, and that's another good save from Wei Wong as he holds on. And I believe the saying you were going for there, partner, is you can point the finger at anyone you want, but there's 3 pointing back at yourself.
That's absolutely what I was going to say. So for Wei Wong, I'm not saying that he's blaming anybody, but as a goalie, you got to stay composed, right? You worry about the next shot, not the one that beat you, and a couple he was frustrated with. So for Team China, you played a great 15 minutes, Zach. You took a lot of penalties you shouldn't have. You're now 4 shots behind, and you got the best team in the world in front of you. But for Team USA, they came out doing what USA Hockey does.
USA 2 for 4 on the power play. 2 even strength markers in this period as well, and that's a shot stopped. And the rebound cleared by Ji-Lu. As China able to bank that out to center, and you have to expect you're going to see Yifeng Shen flying the zone a little bit more often in this second period, as China now need to get something going offensively as he's in the zone here with possession. Shen checked by Bolton, puck popped free in the neutral zone, and now back the other way comes Team USA. Noah Grove leading the rush. The defenseman drops for Mashevitz, nice move. Well, we got a penalty coming up here.
Another penalty coming to China.
Is this going against China? No, this is against
Brody
Roybal.
Okay.
Interference on Ji-Lu at the line as he passed that off to Mashevitz. Referee judging that he interfered with the Chinese skater's ability to play the puck, and that will send Team USA to the penalty kill for the first time in this game.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the referee must have saw something that I didn't see, but I thought the Chinese player was going to get called, but Roybal's the one getting the penalty, and David Hoff is also wondering, hey, how did that penalty happen? So, nonetheless, great opportunity for China on the power play here.
Face-off pushed down the ice by Team USA, and it'll be held by Wei Wong.
Yeah, I think they may have, our producer Calvin Bell was just saying to me that they potentially might have got the wrong guy, but that's okay. Either way, it was a penalty, regardless of who it was. So as China, again, great opportunity here. Yifeng Shen, they got to take more chances than they have in the opening period. They were more conservative, and Yifeng Shen right on it again.
Sorry there, partner. That one off of the, looked like the mask of Jen Lee, maybe a bit of the post as well, as it's forced right back down the zone. As now play held, Douglas trying to hold the zone, unable to do so. And now it'll be cleared out to center. Here comes Yifeng Shen, race against Pauls, and it's the American captain who gets there first.
Unfortunately for Yifeng Shen, that's probably one of the last players on the entire planet you want to be in a puck battle with. Josh Paul's playing game 200 at the top of his game, more than he's ever been.
As now Farmer with possession, shorthanded, China trying to get out of their zone. Unable to do so. Farmer doing a good job here on the penalty kill and pushes it down into the corner. Zhang Zhang picks it up below the goal line. 40 seconds to go in the penalty against Roybal. And now China look to break out. Shen's pass too far ahead of anybody. Douglas is going to ensure that there is no icing there, as he was close enough to the play. And now he'll send it the length of the ice. Takes more time off the penalty and still gets the puck down the ice, does Douglas. Now Dodson trying to take advantage shorthanded. Couldn't get it in front. Tian, good defensive positioning there. Eustace was alone in front of Wei Wong. Now China with possession again. 10 seconds to go. Zhan Fuzhu run into by Pauls. Good play there from 27. And he'll clear it back out the center. Eustace will give chase, but that one will go the distance. Icing obviously waved off on the penalty kill, which has now expired. Roybal back out, and it's pushed out to center ice as Yifeng Shen lost it, turning and firing at the length is Grove. Icing gonna get waved off. Eustace the closest to that puck, and he'll get there. David Eustace right out in front to the net. Couldn't get the shot away. Off the bench comes Musselman. His shot rather is over top the goal, and that one will go all the way down the ice. Paul's back to retrieve. He's out there for the full penalty kill, and now a little bit of even strength time inside of his own zone.
I love the comment Josh Paul said in the interview. He said, gold medals, to me, meaningless when it comes
centering
to making...
feed, a shot, Tian blocked. Sorry, their partner.
All good.
As Zhao Dong Song trying to get to that loose puck, unable to do so. Mashevitz will now flip it out to center. That one down the ice. No icing here, as Shen will have to play this puck against Roybal. Roybal knocks him away, but Shen controls his body, couldn't get the clearing attempt though, races after it, collision, that's going to get called this time. That is Jintao Tian who will head to the penalty box. 9:46 to go, teeing the call. USA to their 5th power play.
Coming unglued for Team China. And a frustrating situation for them. We'll use the same comparison to Canada, Italy yesterday. They were in it. They didn't get a lot of shots, but they were in the game. But it came to the opportunities were there, the entitlement to the puck, everything around there. And for Team China right now, they're hurting themselves.
4-0 the score. We'll be back in Calgary.
Lucky fans, want to stay connected to Team Canada during World Paralympic Championships? Check out our social channel, @HockeyCanada, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And use the hashtag Calgary2024 when posting.
As Jintao Tian heads to the penalty box, teeing the call there on Ben Muslim. United States to their 5th power play, and a look of frustration on the face of China head coach Zhang Jujin. His team 2 for 4 on the penalty kill, as it's now held and pushed down low. Roybal has it knocked away. 2 power play goals, both coming off the stick of Declan Farmer so far. As Paul's had the puck roll away from him, USA holding it. It's Farmer walking right into the middle, looking, passes off, open net. Grove finishes off. A great passing play, 5-0 USA.
Noah Grove, goal number 16 for him on his international career. Native of Frederick, Maryland. That backside pass right on the tape. Paul's again just dissecting the zone. Leaves it there for Farmer. And Declan Farmer waits, delays. Zach, he knew the whole time exactly where he was going. 4 China sweaters all around him. Look at the daylight for Grove. Declan Farmer baited everybody into him and left it all alone, number 22, who barely even had to shoot it hard. 5-0 USA, and shots are now 14-0 in favor of red, white, and blue.
9:25 to go here in the second. USA 3 for 5 on the power play after starting 0 for 2 with the man advantage. And again, it goes back to what we were talking about, needing to stay out of the box. You cannot give USA any more chances than they are going to generate on their own over the course of a game. There is a reason they are the best country in the world at para-hockey. Heavy collision there in the corner. Nichols trying to pop that free, unable to do so. Now pushed down low for Farmer. Declan Farmer, centering feed, that'll go off a couple of bodies. Grove at the line, unable to hold that in. Shen will send it out to the opposing end of play as Bolton corrals inside his own zone. Good edge work there from number 10, works it ahead. Here comes Farmer down the wing. Farmer passes off, finds Jones, cuts back inside, a shot trickling, and that'll find its way home. Maybe not the prettiest goal Malik Jones will ever score, but it gets itself over the goal line, and Team USA piles on here in the second period.
It is his 3rd goal of the tournament, his 19th goal internationally, and all effort. Look at this Malik Jones. It gets deflected off of the Chinese player's stick. Li Zhen Yang, and that's why it takes a weird bounce, and the bounces are there for Team USA. They weren't there for USA in period 1. I've heard from a lot of different coaches that you create your own bounces. They don't believe in puck luck. You do things continually and create them. Right now, Team USA has come out in period 2 and created all of it. They have 5 goals in the second.
Here comes China looking to cut into this USA lead a little bit. But we've talked about the bounces, the puck luck, whatever it is you want to call it. Like Team United States, they're able to go through a period where the puck isn't going their way, everything seems to jump off their stick, and still be able to take advantage of the one area where you need to get it. You saw it in the first period, Declan Farmer on the power play, and that's all they needed. Since then, they've been rolling. 5 goals here in the period, 2 on the power play, 3 at even strength, and they lead by 6 as we approach the halfway point of the hockey game. China not sure what to do at this point after what, in all honesty, was a very solid first 15 minutes of play. Puck cleared out to center, though, as Dodson back to retrieve for Team USA. Peels back to number 9. He's got a goal today. Drops it off for the captain. Pauls plays it ahead for McKee. And as Kevin McKee slides it ahead for Eustace. Nice pass into the path of 37, but Wang Zhuanyu takes out Eustace. And now China able to work it up to center. Jin Tao Qian losing an edge, and that allows Musselman to fire that one back towards the goal. Blocks the clearing attempt. Here comes Dodson. I think he thought it was offside. He peeled away. Musselman wisely plays it. Oh, nearly a ridiculous hop off the end wall out in front. Here, it'll be an icing call. No, I think Jin Tao Qian's going to win that race, and that'll force Jen Lee to cover up. 7:03 to go in the second period.
Yes, this is the fourth meeting all-time between these two groups. 11-1, USA won last year in Quispamsis, New Brunswick last year in the Worlds. 10-2 was the final score. USA led 4-1 in the opening period, scored 4 goals in period 2, and then it was 2, they scored 2 and China scored 1 in the third period, en route to a 10-2 victory. Shots were 23-7 in that contest.
China not faring much better here. 6-0, outshot 16-0. And after China had a relatively comfortable first 2 days, defeating Korea and Slovakia by 10-0 scorelines, struggling to find the offense here today as that pass back to Ji Lu eludes the defender and will force Team China back into their own zone. Check thrown there by Roybal. Puck comes all the way around for Hang Che. Heavy collision there as Musselman puts his shoulder into the Chinese forward. Roybal, long shot, stick save, bounces around and trickles wide. I think Roybal might have thought that was going in.
It was a weird bounce. Boy, had no idea where it was.
As now off the bench, Grove with a shot. And I got to admire the confidence from Wei Wang to just throw his stick out in the way, just sort of swing at that puck as Roybal deflects one wide. He got enough of it to keep it out. Roybal, I'm not going to say snake bitten, just a goal and 2 assists in the tournament. He had 5 in 4 games last year. As he goes to work, an icing call there, and that's a tough call for China as they'll have a face-off inside their own zone.
Yeah, and if I'm the head coach of China right now, I just want to make sure that you're creating better habits again, heading into period number 3. Get into all that penalty trouble in a game that was right there for the taking. And there's Ji Woo Yin right there, and he understands the hole that they got themselves in. No sense panicking, right? You saw the emotion that came out of China when the second, third goal went in. They knew, man, we were so close, we had them, and now the wheels are falling off the vehicle, so to speak. And I think for USA Hockey, continuing to dominate. This is what they love.
Malik Jones with possession down behind the net as he peels back, waiting, looking for an option. Flips out in front, defended well by Wei Wang, or else Nichols would have had a tap in. Now behind the net. Farmer trying to work this puck free, and he's done just that. Farmer waiting. He got tied up from behind. Nice play there by Ji Lu. Couldn't clear the zone though. Pauls fires, stopped, and the rebound bounces out into the face-off circle. Malik Jones corralling. And it's pushed across. Nichols unable to get that pass. China to the line, unable to get it out. Declan Farmer gonna hold that in and passes off for Evan Nichols. He's in space. Nichols shooting, and that's a glove save for Wei Wang. With 5:20 to go here in the second period, Team USA, 5 goals in the middle frame. They lead 6-0 as we step aside. You're watching the World Para Ice Hockey Championships from Calgary, Alberta.
Jen Lee, goaltender, one of the most personable guys you'll ever meet. Nice mask. I asked their communications, Seamus Kelly said, is that new? He said, yep, his niece designed it. He did wear it back in Minot in their series with Canada a couple months ago, but this is the first time that he's wearing it in the tournament. All those designs are done by his young niece. You can see the whole post on his social media, on Instagram. Phenomenal stuff. Family very important to Jen Lee, and an unbelievable guy. You talk to a military veteran, lost his legs in a motorcycle accident, and that's how he got involved in para. Just a phenomenal, inspiring individual, and his mask all done by his niece.
As Team USA going to work on the forecheck here. Lee hasn't faced a shot yet in the tournament, let alone in the game today, as has not been the busiest goaltender by any means.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to showcase him all because he's on the other end of the ice.
Eustace goes ahead for Dodson, works it in. Travis Dodson across, good stick there from Yifeng Shen, the makeshift captain here in today's game, as Yutao Kui out of the lineup. You can see the C on the side, on the one side of his jersey, as Eustace puts one just wide. Shen, one of the most important Chinese players. We got a penalty coming up here, and I'm not sure who this is going to go against.
Yeah, because it looked like an incidental collision. Each sled came, they're going to call charging, I think.
No, that looked to be teeing, and it is indeed going against Team China.
Yeah, I'm curious on this one because it looked like the two sleds collided with each other, and to me there wasn't one player who led more than the other, but the referee, again, had a much better vantage point than I did. So curious on the replay here.
It's Zhidong Wang, and that's a tough
maybe
call for
it looked
China.
like he did turn his sled into him, so good catch by the referee there. So again, USA Hockey back to the power play, Zach.
Unsurprisingly, as
They're,
small problem with the clock, I believe.
I think the timekeeper just said, "Oh, my bad. Don't worry about it. We're good." I think he decided to get the number up on the penalty there. So
yes, Zhidong Wang in the box, and I think if you're Team China, you can understandably be a little frustrated with that call, just because Bolton does kind of cut right at the last second, but you have to be in control of your sled at all times, as Royball's got possession, passes across, and Pauls caps off game 200 with a goal on the power play. USA converts the touchdown, 7-0.
Josh Pauls, 200 career games. That's goal number 60 as well. What a special interview for the Greenbrook, New Jersey native. And I love this setup here. Roybal, eyes in the back of his head, not even looking at the net. He knows where Pauls is going to be. I didn't get a chance to finish my thought on what I wanted to say before. How about that interview clip from him? All the medals that guy's won, he goes, medals to me aren't as important as leaving a legacy and the people that I can impact in my life. How about that for one of the greatest Paralympians to ever play the game in Josh Pauls?
Xiaodong Song trying to get a shot on goal, but it trickles wide. Lee will play that into the corner, and the confidence there from 32 in the red, white, and blue to just play that puck. There's a Chinese skater right there. He does not care, makes the play regardless. Farmer end to end, he passes off, but it does not reach its target. Covered up by Wei Wong for the whistle.
One more comment on Josh Pauls, and talking to David Hoff about him in the pre-game. He said, we put all the young guys, we billet them with Josh so we can understand what it's like to be a professional, to be an Olympian, to be what it means to represent your country. Such high praises from David Hoff when it comes to his captain. Wears the C for a reason, has the respect not only of anybody on his team, but everybody else he meets.
Face off inside the Chinese line, one back to Douglas. One already, that shot snagged on the line as he'll cover up Will Wei Wong.
21 shots, call it 22 now, I do believe, as USA Hockey up 7-0. The previous meeting Zach didn't get to. 2022 Paralympics semifinal, USA beat China 10-0 as well, so semifinals. Here last year, semifinals of the Paralympics, and they played in the preliminaries in Chris Pamps' New Brunswick in December.
One thing we can guarantee is that these two teams will not match up in the semifinals this year, as McKee's shot is fought off, as if Team USA is to hold on here, they will play whoever loses our next game, Canada against Czechia, as it'll be A1 against B2 in the semifinals, and B1 against A2. So China looks to be on a collision course with whoever wins in the 5 o'clock puck drop, Canada-Czechia.
So to be or not B2?
I'll enforce your 5-minute silence now as Team USA plays it up ahead. That's cut off and pushed back into the zone.
You do have the rights as a play-by-play guy. You're wearing that little thick thing again.
Jen Lee goes to Chris Douglas, and he'll play it up ahead for Eustace. That one off the wall. Dodson goes after it. Race here against Zhang Zhang, who got back first at number 19 for Team China. Played up the wall, and now Heng Che out to center. Plays it ahead, and swung into the zone by Yifeng Shen. After it goes Team China, looking to get something going here. Maybe a little bit of momentum for the third period. We did see a comeback in game 1 today. Granted, that was a 2-goal deficit, not 7, but anything is possible in any sport. The only thing that you have to do is do it before time runs out, as Team USA with possession. That's a turnover. Right off the bench came Xinyang Li. And now played around. Douglas going after it. China losing possession, and now pushed down the ice by Douglas. Jilu back defensively for Team China. 2 minutes left to go here in period number 2. Nichols lost one of his sticks. It's just sitting in the face-off dot as China trying to clear out to center. Nice passing here, and Zhidong Wang plays it ahead. Yifeng Shen gets it right back to number 8. Puck bounces free, but they're going to call that on the offside as we get a whistle. 1:44 to go here in the second period.
Yifeng Shen has been shut down almost, I wouldn't say totally today, but a little less on the side that we've seen him in other games, where in the opening period they didn't try to do as many long lead passes for him as we see. They're a little more conservative. They want to try and get him going. Not as much frustration on China's side anymore, I think, which is good news. They've calmed that down. But I'd look for a big game out of him in period 3. Zach to at least get a shot on goal.
USA with possession inside their own zone. 23-0 the shots in favor of the U.S. as the second period ticks along here. Wang Zhanyu has it stolen away, gets it right back to 22. He's knocked off stride and slides it across, but again they're going to call that offside, and that one a little bit more objective, I think. Tough call there for Team China, but it'll be a whistle at the line.
There's a lot of players laying on the line there, so difficult decision. And again, going for China, going back to the start of the game. 28 was a late addition to the lineup, right? He wasn't on the initial card that we saw, Jin Tao Tian. But hasn't been as impactful in his hockey game as I'm sure China would have liked him to be so far. He's on the ice right now.
Looking around for that loose puck as it's tied up on the far side. Got some lacrosse vibes going on as the music plays while a game is going on. Doesn't seem to perturb any of the athletes as we play on. Here's Malik Jones right in, shooting, scores! Malik Jones, top corner, 8-0 USA.
Maybe Malik Jones need a little bit more of the rock and roll when the game's playing, as he is all about business there, walking right in, right up under the bar, and it's 8-0 for Team USA. What an absolute bullet. Just a delivery by Jones, left-handed shot. Puts the arm up and says, yep, I got it. Right at top of the scoring leaders is number 28. By the way, we're not keeping track of assists for Josh Shevitz. I'm sure he's probably at assist number 100 by now. I just realized that.
We'll see.
Goals in, we'll have to go back and look.
We'll keep an eye on that for sure. Get back to you for the third period as a puck bounces around. And USA with possession once more. Roybal flips it ahead. Eustace has it. Goes for Musselman out of his reach and fired back down the ice by Team China. Icing gonna get waved off here as we will play on inside the final minute. Just 35 seconds left to go here in this one. Pushed ahead, and that'll be onto the stick of Musselman. Musselman knocked off stride. Pauls carries on. Pauls, 1 goal already, drives wide. Tried to pass off, couldn't do so. As Heng Che trying to get there. Roybal will win that race. Flips it into space for himself. Slows up, looking to pass off. Has Eustace. Instead goes to Musselman. Musselman, time running out. Does a little spin there. Shoots. Stopped. Eustace couldn't settle the rebound. And over to collect is Dan Pian Q. And that will do it. For 30 minutes of action here on day 3, Team USA 7 goals in the second period as they take an 8-0 lead into the break. We'll step aside before coming back for the third period. You're watching the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships from Calgary, Alberta.
China 0, Intermission 0, Team USA 8, équipe États-Unis 8. Ça, c'est un goal de second period, seconde minute. En deuxième période, Team China 0, équipe de la Chine 0, Team USA 15, équipe États-Unis 10. If you guys have been at a tournament
The Win Sport Arena, host of the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships, housing Team USA and Team China, and the U.S. leading 8-0 after 30. And Dave, a second period that USA really flexed their muscles in.
Far different highlight pack than period one, I'll tell you that much. This one, USA came out, not messing around, doing what USA Hockey does. Josh Pauls, game number 200, keeps it in at the line, right at the net, and goal. Declan Farmer, right off the drop. Another goal. Beautiful set play, firing it in. The native of St. Cloud, Florida, met his dad during the intermission, not St. Cloud, Minnesota, Douglas. And then Roybal, cross ice feed to Pauls. Malik Jones, a little rock and roll going on, and they're cruising. Team USA.
As we take a look at the scoring summary, Declan Farmer from Mashevitz and Pauls. Douglas from Farmer. There's a lot of Farmer, there's a lot of Pauls, there's a lot of Malik Jones. As that goes down the list, Mashevitz, 1 assist so far. He's up to 98 career points, too shy of that century mark.
Yeah, and a great moment for him. David Hoff, I mentioned before the game there, also a high school coach. Coaches in just outside of Botno, which is a small town in North Dakota. Told me all about how coaching, or high school, he's a high school teacher and also a coach. He said teaching has helped him to become a better coach because it helps him to understand people better. People being the most important part of sport. Yes, team is important. Yes, gear is important. People, the most important thing. And he talked about the inspirations in the game of hockey, and I'll get to that later in the period as well. There's one person that's been his big mentor and inspiration, and a well-known name in USA hockey.
As China go to work here to start the third period, Zach Marks alongside Dave Dawson on the call here, day 3. And the final day of preliminary round action here, as Team USA looking to lock up top spot in Group A and secure themselves a matchup with Group B's runner-up. That'll be decided in the 5 o'clock Canada-Czechia game coming up right wherever it is you're watching from. As that one pushed down the ice by Team China, and that will trickle all the way down for an icing call against Team China. 14-18 to go in the third.
Mike Surdick is the guy who coached at Minnesota Duluth that was the inspiration for David Hoff, a number of years coaching there, and he told me that I haven't really had a chance to interact with any of those coaching superstars at all, but Mike Surdick, he meets with them, has lunch with them quite often, and says he means so much to him, helping to be able to understand the psychological side of people and how to motivate them. He said that's why he fits in so well to Para, and Para's a good fit for him because he loves people so much.
Team USA losing that face-off. They'll now send it right back in. China looking to break out. And the scoreline might be a little lopsided, 8-0 USA, but China got to build up some better habits moving through this third period and get into a strong zone, looking like they're going to play the top seed of the B group in the semifinals. Those will go on Friday, as these two teams both with 2 days off after today, as tomorrow is exclusively the 3-4 quarterfinal matchups, and then a day off on a Thursday.
In a lot of ways, I really feel bad for China the way this game has boiled down for them.
Bouncing puck in the middle, as a bit of penalty trouble early on in this game, and Team USA doing what they do best, controlling the tempo and getting offense from just about everywhere in the lineup, as Brett Bolton plays a give and go with himself there, and then plays it ahead. Malik Jones will bring it in, slides it for Farmer, and just out of the reach of Declan Farmer, who is 1 goal away from making it 3 consecutive hat tricks here at the 2024 World Championships, as he is currently sitting on 8 total goals in the tournament. Douglas able to hold that in. Nice play there by 17, and Farmer going to win, or end up in a puck battle rather. Looked as though he was going to gain possession, but now Roybal comes in to help out. Douglas into the path of Musselman. Farmer tied up on the way to the net. Gilu doing a good job disrupting Team USA's leading scorer in the tournament. Now fed down low. Roybal plays it back. Tried going to Pauls. Was intercepted there by Xiaodong Song. Now Farmer out of the corner with it. Couldn't get the shot away. Roybal will pick it up. Looking. Roybal peels away from the pressure. Now passes across, and Farmer couldn't get a stick on that, as it'll rim out to center ice.
Wasn't sure if he was maybe looking for a deflection off the shot. Just thought, all right, I'm going to fire it at the net and see what kind of things he can hit.
As the puck played ahead for Roybal, he's got to get on his horse, and he's done just that. Does not beat the Chinese defender to the puck, though. Guang Jianhu doing a good job getting back defensively. Roybal, though, comes in and steals in the opposite corner. USA doing what they do best on the forecheck, just applying pressure, and the speed causing problems for Team China as they played up ice. And Hung Guan Li with a chance to clear, couldn't do so. Kevin McKee causing a disruption there in the corner. Played ahead, and that'll be collected by Team China once more as they look to break out. Tape or pass ahead, out of the reach of Jin Tao Tian, and Musselman lost it. Hong Guan Li trying to bring it into the zone, unable to do so. Now gets there first. He and Musselman collide against the wall, and it's 14 for the United States, who clears the zone. Guan Jianhu back up ice. China with a little bit more possession to start this third period than we've seen in the previous two, or at least in the second period for sure, as the puck fired back down low.
I think probably back to that USA mindset they had in the final period against Korea, where Korea outshot them 1-0. They're not overly concerned about more offense now. They know this game's in hand.
As it's swung around, Paul's going after it. Check thrown there in the corner. At this point, Team USA knowing what their main responsibilities are, and that's strong defensive structure and keeping the puck away from Jen Lee, who has still yet to face a shot in this tournament.
Yeah, that'll probably change going forward, but I think for now, not uncustomary, if that's even a word. I can't think of the word, but not unlikely in history for USA Hockey for a lead to not have a shot at all in the hockey game.
That'll be flipped ahead, and after it goes Team China. Griffin Lamar has faced 4 in the tournament, which is the second lowest total of shots against. Canada has faced just 3, split between Corbin Watson and Adam Kingsmill. That shot over top the goal by McKee, and it'll swing all the way to the far side. Dodson gives chase against Dian Pang Q as it's played up ice, cut off. Douglas will send it, and that was tight. Nearly too many skaters for Team USA. Another big collision, this time in the near side corner as they battle. Puck pops free, it rolls towards the slot and is eventually slapped down the ice by Team China. That will be an icing call. Shen did his best, but it'll go against Team China.
Won't be immediate timeout here.
No, I believe the whistle was China was trying to make a line change, and the officials ensuring that that did not happen.
As you have a look at number 22, Noah Grove, he's had a good game today. 7 points in last year's tournament. 1 goal and 7 points, coming in third on the team in shots. The only guy without a shot, I was wrong about Josh Pauls. I said 1, he didn't have a shot coming in. Boy, did he ever make a difference today in game 200.
Well, he's at least 1 for 1 here so far today, as he's got a power play goal in his 200th career game. Farmer looking for the hat trick, instead feeds it for Nichols, just out of his reach. And now Zhidong Wang out to center, plays it ahead for, that is Zhujiang Wang. Tied up, checked into the wall, carrying on though is China. Right in, centering feed, stopped by Lee. Not sure if that'll count as a shot, but it's a touch of the puck for 32. And USA with possession, out to center, that'll be slowed up. China cutting it off in the neutral zone. Now losing it. And Yifeng Shen going after it against the wall. Battle at the blue line. Trying to pull it free is Evan Nichols. Did just that, but Yifeng Shen getting back defensively. Running a rush from the United States. And now it's fed ahead. That one hit a body. Zhan Fuzhu getting in the way of that, but Farmer will work it ahead. That did touch Malik Jones. Thought he missed it, but icing waved off as China with possession here.
So the first game of the tournament, USA outshot Slovakia 31-0 and beat them 10-0. 8-0, 11-0, 12-0 in that hockey game.
Icing the call there against Team China.
So I had a chance to meet Zach, sorry to cut you off. Chris Douglas's, I'm not sure, maybe his father or a gentleman who's pulled me aside and was on my way to the washroom. Hey, excuse me. But, hi. He said, I just want to let you know, we've been watching you at home. Thank you so much for all of your great coverage. He's from St. Cloud, Florida. Some of the pages have him listed as St. Cloud, Minnesota, but we absolutely love all the coverage that we've been following you and all the events. Thank you so much for doing what you do. So he's an incredible gentleman. Got to shake his big hand, and it was a big handshake in the concourse.
As USA continuing to apply pressure here, trying to add on. No real need with an 8-0 lead, but USA always battling no matter what, as that's another icing call against Team China. 7:53 to go in the third.
Yeah, and there's a look at Jianfu Zhu, the player you and I were going to isolate in the opening of the broadcast, but ended up Jintao Jian was playing today, so we talked about him. Both of those guys haven't really factored in as much. Some frustration showing off of Jianfu Zhu there, and naturally so, Zach. Again, that first period, they were in it, penalty trouble, and that was it. Give USA Hockey an inch, they're going to take an entire 3/4 of the country, and they're going to stuff it on your plate and make sure that you realize that you shouldn't have probably done it.
And it's a similar storyline to China's first game. They only had a 1-0 lead over Team Korea after one period of play. 8 goals in that second period, and that really put the game away. And, oh, how did that stay out? Roybal, a bouncing puck backhanded wide. As the United States coming close to number 9. But China, obviously some frustration. The first 2 games, the offense was coming with ease. There was no real difficulty. It was just sort of get pucks towards the net, find the rebound, do what you normally do. Team USA, they don't allow many, well, they haven't allowed a single shot yet here today, and they don't allow many chances offensively for their opponents, as that pass is intercepted by Douglas. Maybe could have called that tripping, but play will go on as China collected in the neutral zone.
And Zach, that's the margin of difference in elite level para hockey, right? China, 4th ranked country in the world right now. They're realizing you make those 1-2 mistakes, it's going to cost you. Had they scored 1, 2, 3 goals in the first period, we're talking about a far different game right now. But that's the difference between 1 and 2 in the world versus 3, 4, and everybody else.
As China forced to cover that puck up. And with 6:37 to go, we'll step aside. 8-0 Team USA leads Team China. As you're watching the World Para Ice Hockey Championships from Calgary, Alberta. With so many members of Team USA piling up the stats, maybe one guy who doesn't quite jump off the page is Kevin McKee.
Yeah, and he hasn't lately, which is funny in the conversation with David Hoff, a guy who's got 134 points all time playing in game 160 today. He actually said, I sent Kevin an email a little while ago and said, hey Kevin, your game is changing from what it was earlier in your career, and that's okay. Let's look at Jonathan Taves as a 20-year-old. Jonathan Taves in his 30's a different player. Here's how I want to see your game evolve into the guy that you're still an important part of the roster, but don't try and be that guy you were earlier on in your career, because here's how I want you to play the game now. But he's still very, very valuable to the group, and he won a face-off right there.
As Bolton couldn't quite corral it to get a shot away, Eustace keeps it in, and now here's McKee with possession. Lets a shot go, and he scores! Kevin McKee puts home his second of the tournament, and USA makes it 9-0.
The Davenport, Florida native, right on cue. His second, he came in with 1 shot, 1 goal, and there's a guy who's known for putting offense in the past of his career. Goal number 55 internationally for Kevin McKee, and now he makes no mistake there. The key to the victory for years for USA has come through Kevin, and not as much anymore when it comes on the offensive side, but yeah, little knuckle tap there, great show of sportsmanship. That's what it's all about, Zach Marks, 9-0 USA.
And they've got the puck again off the face-off. Noah Grove will send that in deep, and it swings all the way to the near side. As Dodson battling, pushes it right down low. McKee thought about going after it, but instead, Eustace will give chase. He picks it up on the near side. Cut off, collision there with, I believe, yeah, that's Guang Zhuan Hu. A couple of penalties in the game, but other than that, he's been relatively solid defensively for Team China. has interrupted a few USA chances, as they are now scoring on 1 in every 3 shots. Our Team USA, a very solid shooting percentage of 33.3 repeated.
That's literally what it's been for USA Hockey, though. Game number 1, 10 goals on 31 shots. Game number 2, 11 goals on 20 shots. They're not a team that's going to put shots on goal for no reason. When they do it, they have purpose.
So to any team playing them in the future, limit them to 3 shots and you'll only allow a single goal. As USA China battling on the near side wall again, Pauls will pull that free and send it into the corner. And after it quickly goes Nichols, lost it, trying to get that loose puck, and now they'll look to start out to center. And at this point in the game, it's out of reach for Team China, 9-0 with 5 to go. But a goal moving forward, a goal against this USA group could be a big step moving forward into tomorrow's matchup, or rather Friday's matchup in the semifinals against either Canada or Czechia. Again, that game coming up next, 5 o'clock puck drop right here at the Winsport Arena. Played ahead, nice pass for Nichols. Touched it a little too far ahead of himself though. Zhang Fuzhou reads that and takes possession, flips it up ahead. Here comes Yifeng Shen, inside, outside, lets a shot go, fought off by Jen Li, and there it is, the first shot of the game for Team China. And the first
might
save.
be the second. They had a shot on goal a little while ago already. So maybe about 3 minutes ago, I looked up and said, when did a shot on goal come?
I believe it might have been a clearing attempt that got added in a little bit later. I noticed it, but it didn't go up right away, so I assumed that they hadn't counted it. We've got a crease violation here against the United States, which will take us to the media timeout. 4:13 to go in the third, 9-0. USA leads it. Kevin McKee, the most recent scorer here in Calgary.
When you get stopped in the concourse by a guy that size, you think, oh no, what have I done wrong? The opposite. There's the Douglas family. Just an incredible gentleman. Said thanks so much. A lot of family in attendance, a lot of those watching. I've done a lot of USA hockey games on both sides for Hockey Canada. The tremendous opportunity we have on our HN Live staff to have a lot of great partners. And para-hockey is so close to my heart. I love the sport so much. And the Douglas family, there they are supporting the crew.
That shot from Roybal handled by the glove of Wei Wong.
And a lot of family there. They are again, big smile on their face. And Chris Douglas from Florida, St. Cloud, Florida. A lot of family, a lot of USA groupings, and traveling from all over the world. Of the 8 countries represented here, 7 traveling into Canada. So thank you as well for your great comments, from Jack Wallace's dad messaging me on Instagram to all kinds of family from everywhere. Americans, the Chinese, all great people, all the countries here. Incredible support for this great event. Thank you so much for your kind words.
Fired into the zone by Team USA as Jilu takes over possession. China holding on, and that'll be flipped ahead into the path of Yifeng Shen. Speed into the zone, looking to get China on the board here late. A little over 3.5 to go in the match, and we've got ourselves a penalty coming up here against Team USA, as someone will eventually touch this puck, and it'll be Brody Roybal. And the penalty coming up here, we've got ourselves a hooking call against, that looks to be Ben Musselman, shaking his head as he makes his way to the penalty box. Doesn't agree, but China to the first power play of the game, or second power play of the game, sorry.
There's a good look at the Amelia, Florida native, Ben Musselman. He played in 4 games last year in the Worlds, 1 goal, 3 points.
And I'm not sure what the head shake's about. He kind of wrapped his stick around Shen's arm, so a little hard to not get called for hooking there. As get another look at David Hoff and telling his guys, keep your heads, just do what you do best, and that is play para hockey, it seems like.
David and I had a bonding moment. I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is central Canada, not far from North Dakota. So we bonded over that. Said, oh yeah, I know. I've been through there in Bono, North Dakota. And talked all about that. More on that later in the tournament too. I want to share another great story about his involvement with the indigenous culture in the North Dakota area. Just tremendous person, David Hopkins.
USA winning the face-off, their second penalty kill of this hockey game. They are so far 3 for 3 on the tournament. And we'll look to make it 4 for 4 here with a little over 3 to play in the third period as they look to see this game out. There are now 2 shots for Team China. So a couple of saves for Jen Lee. Busiest he's been all tournament. Number 32 here in the third period as in comes Hong Guan Lee. Drops it for Zhang Zhang, a shot, and make that 3 saves. And Dodson, dangerous play there. As put the wrong amount of force on that, you might score in your own net.
Yeah, that was a lot more dangerous than it needed to be. Jen Lee having a big laugh there about it. And the shot coming on Dodson. Yeah, if that stick touches that puck at all, we're having a different conversation. So Jen Lee again had that story about the mask early on. Yeah, big smile on his face. Great stuff.
Faceoff will be to his right. And a faceoff pulled back by Team USA. Pauls will pick up that loose puck, fire it out to center. Oh, that just came out, and it's touched up on an offside. And it is another faceoff coming this time in the neutral zone.
That was really close on the line, but the official was right there. Zhang Zhang not able to keep it in. 6 points in last year's tournament. Coming in, only 1 shot in the tournament coming into this game. China will fall to 2-1. Barring the most miraculous comeback in sports history, professional, amateur, and international.
I feel like the odds makers are probably done with this game at this point.
Yeah. Don't think anyone's betting on this one.
No. With 2:37 to go.
Decision desk can be called. It's likely USA victory.
Just about there as Team USA will clear it once again. Minute and a change left to go on the power play. USA improving to 3-0 here in the preliminary round, and pass across. Nice play there from Jidong Wang, to read that and take it away. Yifeng Shen trying to get China on the board. Walks and shoots over top of the goal. And a little frustration there from 17 in the red jersey, as he knows that might be his country's best shot at scoring here against Team USA today.
Well, stride for stride, Noah Grove was right in his hip pocket. Did a great job forcing up where to put that puck. He couldn't put it under the bar because Grove's stick and his sled was right there.
We talked off the top about what Jack Wallace's absence might mean as China break in here. And again, it's Shen around the net. Centers, and that just missed Jidong Wang. He would have had a great chance in front of the net. But I gotta say, in the absence of Jack Wallace, I think Noah Grove has really stepped up his game here today, playing that similar role that Jack Wallace plays in the two-way game, so to speak. Here's Declan Farmer on a shorthanded breakaway for the hat trick. Farmer makes a move and he scores. Right as the power play expires, Declan Farmer makes it a 3rd consecutive double-digit output for Team USA, and he makes it 3 consecutive hat tricks.
Took the words right out of my mouth, sir. 29-3 the shots. Nifty little stick work there. No chance for most goaltenders on the planet. Declan Farmer coming in, completely at the mercy. He's having a little smile there and goes, yeah, I know. I'm on camera again. Here I am. Incredible moves. 10-0. The game that could have been for China, maybe. But Team USA, so well coached. Missing Jack Wallace, no problem. A lot of guys can step up and do it. Josh Pauls playing in game 200. Couldn't keep it in at the line.
10th of the tournament for Farmer. Makes it 10-0 USA. And you mentioned no real chance for a lot of goalies in the world. One matchup that I'd love to see, and you kind of have to go to a USA practice to see it, is Farmer against Jen Lee.
Yeah.
That I can imagine a 10-round shootout.
Absolutely.
Would be incredible hockey. Alas, would have to maybe arrange that with Team USA taking a practice.
Maybe one day Seamus and David Hoff and company will bring us down to hang out in their practice facility. Maybe a trip to Buffalo or Minot or one of the two and take part in that. But yeah, just such incredible skill, coaching, everything. This USA hockey group. And let's not forget the group coming up next. Tyler McGregor, the captain of Canada, said this might be the best he's seen this team in a long time.
And they'll get Team Czechia, who we've both agreed is playing some of the best hockey we've seen out of them so far. As Dodson with possession, 30 seconds to go here in this one. USA just seeing out the end of another large victory here in the preliminary round. As it's swung around to the far side, Dodson races over, but lets it run through. Grove off the bench, kept that in. He's got a goal in the tournament, does 22. In fact, he's got a goal today for Team USA. Time ticking away, battling in the corner. Malik Jones walking off the wall, looking, shooting, stopped by Wei Wong, pardon me. 1.8 seconds to go, and that sets us right back to the 33.3 shooting percentage that Team USA has been incredibly consistent with through this tournament.
Yeah, there's been a lot of simpatico in different situations. Dominic Kozlino Day, 19 goals scored for Team Canada, 1-3 shooting percentage, keeping it completely on par with the way it's been. USA Hockey does things intentionally. Malik Jones, the bright future we talked about him, continually going forward as another victory.
One last shot from us has been blocked, and that'll do it. Jen Lee with a 3-save shutout as Team USA completes the preliminary round undefeated, a 3-0 record, 31 goals for, none against. They will take on the loser of Canada-Czechia in the semifinals on Friday.
And everybody's a winner when it comes to watching that game. I think the next two games, there's going to be some parity there. However, I don't know, right? The way Czechia is playing, the way Canada's playing, I think this game might have been a little bit on the predictable side, less maybe than the next one and the final one. But Team USA dominant one more time for their fourth meeting in history between them and China, right where they picked up from last year in the Worlds, right where they picked up in Quispamsis, New Brunswick, as we'll go in-house for players of the game and have the Star-Spangled Banner again, followed by a post-game interview. We'll go in-house.
Please direct your attention to center ice for today's closing ceremonies. The best player from each team will be awarded a classic white cowboy hat provided by Calgary Tourism that symbolizes hospitality. In addition, the best player will also receive a beaded honor feather handcrafted by Moonstone Creation, which is owned by Yvonne Yobin. Moonstone Creation is proudly Indigenous owned and operated and champions authentic, handcrafted Indigenous art. The awards will be presented by Cale Crisp, media volunteer for the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championship, and Yen Antons, Assistant Technical Delegate of the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championship. The best player of Team China is number 8, Wang Zhidong.
Zhidong Wang named player of the game for Team China. Thought he had a strong effort here today for the Chinese national team. Obviously not the result he would have been looking for, but a smile on his face nonetheless.
10 points in last year's tournament, 8 goals came in, 2 goals on 3 points, 7 shots coming in, third on the team in that category. And it all goes back to the opening period. That would have been the big difference for Team China, but they can move forward. Nothing was really, no one's eliminated today. It's all about position.
Is number 19, Malik Jones.
And Malik Jones named player of the game for Team USA. And a solid effort, a pair of goals here today for the Americans. And he's now up to 9 points on the tournament.
Yep, 2 goals, 7 points coming into the tournament. The Aurora, Colorado native, as he's continually creeping up, and up and up. As you watch para hockey and Team USA in the years to come, you'll be seeing a lot of number 19. I guarantee you that.
And a great moment there between the two players of the game. A handshake, the respect at an all-time high. We'll send it down to ice level for the American national anthem. Here, USA 10, China nothing.
That you please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem of Team United States. Nous vous prions maintenant de vous lever, si possible, et de retirer chapeau et casquette pour l'interprétation de l'hymne national des États-Unis.
undefeated preliminary round for Team USA at the 2024 World Para Ice Hockey Championships. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yet another dominant win by Team USA as they finish the preliminary round 3-0, 10-0 the final score over Team China. And now joined by Kevin McKee. Kevin, you've been around this game a long time, game number 160 for you today internationally. In fact, what was so dominant about the game again?
I just think after the first period, we kind of picked up the energy. I think in the beginning we took them a little too soft, and they're a real fast team, and I think that, they kind of woke us up a little bit in that first period, and then after that we got the first one and it started going from there.
One of the elder statesmen, milestone game, I guess I mentioned for you, 160 as well as Josh Paul's game 200. What do those two things mean to you as also wearing that red, white, and blue for you?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. I mean, it's a privilege to be on this team. Each year it gets harder and harder to keep being on it, and we keep getting younger and younger and better, and it's just a big honor to be on this team, and especially be one of my best friends, Josh Paul's. I mean, I've been with him ever since I've been on the team, and it's always great to warm up with him and play this game with him.
I had a great chat with David Hoff before the game, and I asked about, Kevin statistically hasn't shown up on the score sheet as much. He goes, it's funny you mentioned that. I had an email exchange with Kevin a while ago and said, hey, you know what, earlier in your career, the stats were there, but they're not as much. Here's kind of how I want your game to evolve. How would you just describe your progression as the years have gone by and you've kind of grown as a player?
Yeah, I think, I had that interaction with Coach with the email a couple years ago, and, he made a good point. I mean, if I wanted to keep playing on this team and playing this game, I kind of had to change the way I played, and I took it to heart and kind of watched a lot of players in the NHL that are more third liner, fourth liner, grinder guys, and I try to mimic my game after that and do the right things and not try to make mistakes when I'm out there. And then, we got young studs on this team right now that are scoring like crazy, so just play the right way and then get back off and let them do what they do.
Absolutely. Well, having you on the ice is a benefit as well, and really appreciate the time today, Kevin. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Kevin McKee, one of the older statesmen, having him on the ice, and all the other youngsters as well. Really hard for any team to defend a group that powerful. Well, China did for 15 minutes or so at least, until period 2 came, and then goal after goal after goal, and before you know it, double digits, Team USA 3-0. For all of us on our staff at HM Live in partnership with Hockey Canada and the World Para, Dave Dawson saying thank you so much for joining us today. From beautiful Calgary, Alberta, 2 more to go on day 3 to wrap up the preliminary round. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching.